All right, I'll call this meeting to order. Developing meaningful relationships with our Indigenous neighbors is a priority of Northern Rockies Regional Municipality. As such, we are collaborating with First Nations governments and Indigenous organizations to develop a respectful and meaningful territorial acknowledgement. This work also presents an opportunity to learn more about the culture and history of the Indigenous peoples of our region. Please be advised that today's meeting is being recorded. I'd like to make a motion to adjust the order of the agenda to receive the delegation after the in-camera portion. Second, all those in favor? Okay, I'd like to ask for a motion to adopt the agenda as amended. Moved by Councillor Roper, seconded by Councillor Souls. All those in favor? Motion carries. Now I'll ask for a motion to close the meeting pursuant to Community Charter Section 91K. Roper, Andrews, all those in favor? Motion carries. We're now in a closed meeting. All right, I'll recall the special regional council meeting and petitions and delegations. We have Alan Bone from Xander Rosebone Grindle. And
thank you.
We're going to. Okay.
So I appreciate being invited to both the to present these financial statements today for both the hospital district municipality, and really appreciate the opportunity to be invited. I'll present the auditor's report at this time for the Northern Rockies Regional Hospital District. It is 2 pages long. I'm not going to read it in full, but I will hit all of the high points of the. We have audited the financial statements of the Northern Rockies Regional Hospital District, which comprises the statement of financial position as at December 31st and the statement of operations and cash flows for the year then ended, and the notes to the financial of significant accounting policies. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statements present fairly in all material respects the position of the organization as at December 31st, 2021, and the results of its operating cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with Canadian public sector accounting. So that is our audit opinion, and it is a clean auditor's opinion, and I congratulate everybody on that. There is some additional information included in our auditor's report. And for those that have seen these in the past, it is the same as in the past, but we will go over some of the high points here. So management is responsible for the presentation and for the preparation and fair presentation of these financial statements in accordance with Canadian accounting standards for public sector organizations, and those charged with are responsible for overseeing the organization's financial. Continuing on to the second page of the auditor's report, our objectives are to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements as a whole are free from due to fraud or error, and to issue an audit report that indicates our opinion. We also identify and assess the risks of material misstatement of the financial statements, whether due to fraud or error, design and perform audit procedures, those risks, and obtain evidence that is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. We obtain an understanding of the internal controls relevant to the audit in order to design our procedures that are appropriate in the circumstances, but they're not opinion the effectiveness of the organization's internal controls. Evaluate the appropriateness of the accounting policies used and the responsibility of the accounting estimates and related disclosure. Conclude on the appropriateness of management's use of a going concern basis of accounting, and evaluate the overall presentation structure and content of the financial statements. So that is all the stuff that goes into us forming our opinion the financial statements. And as I read to start with, it is a clean auditor's opinion. So do we have any questions on the financial statements themselves, or
Anybody have any questions or concerns, statements? The hospital report? No? Okay, I'll move on.
So on that note, I will move on to the auditor's report for the regional municipality. So, and I do apologize, this is going to sound a little repetitive, but that's for good reason. We have audited the financial statements of the Northern Rockies Regional Municipality, which comprise the statement of financial position as at December 31st, 2021, the statement of operations, and the statement of cash flows, and changes in net financial assets for the year then ended, and the notes to the financial statements, including a summary of, in our opinion, the accompanying financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position of Northern Rockies Regional Municipality as at December 31st, 2021, and the results of its operations and its cash flows for the year then, accounting standards for public sectors. So again, report. So I do opinion. So I would like to congratulate Mayor and Council, as well as staff, management and staff for I do very much enjoy coming up and the audit work with the team up there. So just also hitting on a couple of the high points of the auditor's opinion. We audit in accordance with Canadian generally accepted accounting standards. We believe that the audit is efficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. Management is responsible for these financial statements in accordance with Canadian accounting standards for public sector, and such internal controls, management, and those charged with governance are responsible for overseeing the municipality's financial reporting process. We also identify and assess the risks of material misstatement of the financial statements, whether due to fraud or error, and design and perform our audit procedures to those risks. We obtain understanding of the internal controls relevant to our audit, but not to express an opinion on the effectiveness of those internal controls. We evaluate the appropriateness of the responsibleness of the accounting estimates and related disclosures made, and conclude on the appropriateness of management's use of a going concern basis of accounting. We evaluate the overall presentation, structure, and content of the financial statements in form. Again, I'd just like to reiterate, it is a clean auditor's report, and congratulate everyone on that. Was there any questions, or did you want me to point out anything or highlight anything in the financial statements themselves?
Go ahead, Mr. Foster.
I'll just ask you one more time, Mr. Bone, because we're in a public meeting. Were you at any time or any of your employees discouraged from investigating any matters in the financial statements of the Northern Rockies or the hospital district?
No, we were not.
Thank you.
Is there anything else? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to adopt the 2021 financial statements for the Northern Rockies Regional Municipality and the Northern Rockies Regional Hospital District. Moved by Mayor Foster, seconded by Councillor Andrews. All those in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Corporate Manager, could I ask the Corporate Manager to read the resolution from the special in-camera meeting?
Moved by Councillor Roper, carried by Mayor Foster, to adopt the 2021 Northern Rockies Regional Municipality and Northern Rockies Regional Hospital District financial statements.
Thank you. I'd just like to further Mr. Bowen's statement earlier about congratulating Mayor, Council, and staff. I definitely like to give more kudos to the staff than to us. think you guys are the backbone and done an awesome job. Thank you very much. And I'll ask for a motion to declare the meeting adjourned. Councillor Andrews, seconded by Councillor Roper. All those in favor? Motion passes to declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.